Sorry, the camera's off. I have low vision for those who don't know, but today we're going to talk about a great vacation destination that you might not have known of. It's in New York State, it's in the Adirondacks, it's Lake George, and it's nice villages. The village is nice, Main Street. Make sure you bring quarters for the parking meter. Yes, they got parking meters through the whole village, on the side roads and everything. It's all parking meters. But you can go on the Minnehaha. It's a great cruise through Lake George. Or you can go on other cruise ships that go on the lake. Or make sure to check out Fort William Henry. Don't forget to check out, because Fort William Henry is right when the wars were fought years and years ago. Don't forget to check out Bob's Ice Cream. And up the road a little ways is another amazing town you can go to. But if you go down the road into Queensbury, you can find Johnny Rockets Restaurant. It's in the Great Escape Indoor Water Park Lodge. And you do not have to go into the lodge to go to the restaurant. It's on the outside of the building. It has its own entrance from the road for people to explore and visit. I apologize about the rain hitting my tin roof if you all can hear it in the background. But they have unlimited french fries, all you can eat. Awesome food. The waitresses and waiters are very nice there at the Johnny Rocket. It's a theme of a throwback to the 50s. And don't forget to check the McDonald's out near there. Yes, they have a nose of an old 50 cars hanging on the wall at the local McDonald's. It's a great area vacation destination that you have many great hotels, great state parks like Monroe State Park and other state parks you can go camping at up there. They also have Six Flags Great Escape, but it used to be called Storytown. Way, way back in the day, it was family owned and it was called Storytown. Then they changed the name to Great Escape because somebody bought it. But then the person who bought Great Escape ended up selling it to Six Flags, so now they call it Six Flags Great Escape. And Storytown still is inside of the park. It's a part that they left original and it's considered Storytown. It's inside of Great Escape, and there's many caves you can walk through, many different areas of the park to walk through. I highly recommend checking out Six Flags Great Escape. It's a great destination. And also, if you go into Malta, you got the Malta Speedway, that's near there. And they have racing and stuff there. You also have the Saratoga Casino and Raceway. I don't like gambling myself, but I love to go and watch the horses when I'm up that way. I don't gamble on the horses. I just watch them race because I love horses. Yes, I have low vision, but that don't mean I'm completely blind. I'm legally blind. It doesn't mean I'm completely blind. I can still see the horses running. But make sure to check that out too. And don't forget to check out the local Riley's store. It's a great souvenir shop. It's on the road heading out of Lake George into Queensbury. You'll see it on your right. And they sell awesome homemade souvenirs, and I'm sure you'll find something that you love there. They have many different kinds of things that is very cool. And also, there's other amazing things. You got the Lake George, the Salt $1,000,000 Beach. That's an awesome beach to go swimming at, but it's always packed. They have other beaches that you can go to too. And if you have kids and you live around the area, look into Camp Gingercook. They have camps for kids there. And there are a whole bunch of cabins that sit. It's not in the village of Lake George. It's in Lake George. It sits on the other side of the lake. So they sit isolated like in the woods. And it's pretty nice. The kids can enjoy camping and staying in cabins surrounded by trees and woods. It's a nice area. Camp Gingercook is awesome. They have their own boat that says Camp Gingercook on it that goes on the lake. They have kayaks for the kids to go kayaking. They have cabins for girls, cabin for boys. They have separated sides so the girls and boys ain't in the same side. They also have a hall right where all the kids get together and they meet and go and eat. They also have bathrooms because the cabins have no bathrooms. They also have a gift shop there too. And you cannot drive to the cabins. You have to walk to each cabin. And it's pretty cool. It's nice if your kids like camping. Call Camp Gingercook and see what they got to offer for your kids. They do things for schools. They do all kinds of things. They even let people throw weddings there and stuff. It's pretty cool. Highly recommend checking that out too on your bucket list to do when you go to Lake George. Another thing to do, if you're not from New York and you checked out Lake George, near there is a place called Indian Lake. It's an awesome lake to check out. We got many other lakes around the area. New York has lakes all over the place. And I mean, there's so many hidden gems of vacation destinations like Steventown, New York, the only town on earth. Check that out in my videos if you didn't see that, and it's a whole thing of what to do in Steventown. Also, Lake Cherry Plains State Park is an awesome state park to go camping in. It's up in Steventown on the border of Steventown and Berlin. And Steventown has a lot to offer. We're not talking about Steventown. If you want to learn about that, go check that video out. And Lake George is awesome. The people are nice. It's very crowded on the summer months. But they have the boardwalk. It's nice to walk on the boardwalk. They play live music certain nights. Look up when you're going to see if they have bands going. Recently, a couple years ago, I went there myself. I do not drive, but I collect cars. And I like old cars, but sucked on the way up. The head gasket blew. But the car still ran because the gasket didn't blow completely. It was smoking like a machine and it was overheating, but the car still made it to Lake George because I live up against New York and Mass. But the head gasket blew and we pulled into Lake George and people who were walking, your car's on fire, it's smoking, we gotta call the fire department. I'm like, no, it ain't on fire, it's just overheated. So we let the car cool down and we listened to the country band that was there, and you won't believe what band was there. Craig Morgan. He was singing on the lake and it was awesome. We listened to it, but unfortunately because the head gasket went on the car, I had to leave a little bit before all the traffic left Lake George because a lot of people came from different parts of New York to hear him. And it was a free concert. If you wanted to see him live, you had to pay and get into Fort William Henry. They had it at Fort William Henry where he was singing, but if you stood on the boardwalk, it's right behind Fort William Henry. You could see him, and they allow people to go there, and it was free. And that's right where I went. And it was pretty cool, but we left early because we had to pull over and let the car cool down a little bit to make it back home because I don't believe in tow trucks. I figured my friend, I'm not sure if y'all heard of him in one of my videos, my friend Bob, he has a tow truck, he also has all kinds of things, so I said, no, I'll get my car as far back as I can go without hurting it. And you might say, how do you drive the car at the head balloon? Well, I'll tell you guys a little secret. I drained out all the oil because the antifreeze mixed. Okay, then how do you drive? You're going to say, well, I waited for the engine to cool down, seeing that we were in Lake George, and I drained the oil out into an oil pan and put it in the back seat, put fresh oil in it without putting antifreeze in the car, and drove it home doing limps so the antifreeze wasn't mixed with the oil messing up with the engine, and she had power to bring herself home. It was all highway air blowing on the engine. Once it got out of the traffic, she made it home without overheating. And I replaced the head gasket on it, and that took me 4.5 hours to do the head on that car, the gasket. And that car still runs today. I still have that to my collection, but sorry to get off topic. But in a few weeks, I bought a Chrysler LeBaron. I'm going to be doing a video on it. I bought it not running. I have to get it home. That's what's taking a little while. I have to put it together where it is. It sits in a garage way up north. And it's an 89 Chrysler LeBaron convertible. No rust, no dents, no scratches at all. I'll show you all in the next cool video. But don't forget to subscribe to see more awesome videos. And Lake George, I gotta say, is awesome. The people are super nice, super kind. And Lake George has more to offer than I even mentioned. They have arcades. Remember, if you're a 70s or 80s kid, remember playing the arcades back in the day? Or even if you're a millennial. Some of us millennials, I'm a millennial myself. Some of us millennials went to arcades with our friends back in the day, but they're hard to find arcades nowadays. Well, they still have arcades up in Lake George. And they also have the Frankenstein store. Remember the Frankenstein, the movie Frankenstein and the book and stuff? They have a store all about him, and a guy dressed up as Frankenstein is pretty cool. And I highly recommend checking that out also. They also have boat renters for the day, kayak rentals, canoe rentals, little go-kart rentals, little golf cart rentals, miniature car rentals. And they even have scooter rentals to go through the village in. It's pretty cool. You can even take a dune buggy through the village. Yes, they rent dune buggies to go through the village. It's pretty cool. Highly recommend doing that too. And in my opinion, you can't see the whole Lake George in one day. I highly recommend getting a campsite or a hotel room. And if you go outside of Lake George to Glens Falls or to a little bit further, a very good town, which is better than Glens Falls to stay in that has hotels, is Boston Spot. That's in Saratoga County, and it's an awesome place to rest if you're from out of state because crime is low there. It's a great community. They have awesome schools. If you're thinking of moving to New York, I highly recommend Boston Spot. It's a very good area. And that's all for Lake George. If I think of anything else, I'll comment down below. But I always go to Lake George every year. I love it. It's awesome. It's very nice. Yes, it's clouded, but having low vision sometimes it's hard, but people are very understandable when they see me with my cane. If I bump into them by accident, I apologize. They say it's no need to, you're visually impaired. People are just so helpful and nice at Lake George. It's an awesome vacation destination. Now, if you didn't yet, don't forget to subscribe to my video to see more awesome videos. I also create music. I also create history lessons, vacation destinations, educational videos. I do so many different kinds of videos. Check out my page and just scroll through and see all the different videos I do. And I highly recommend checking it out. I even do automotive lesson because I'm visually impaired and I got 95 in automotive school. And I also do a courage and advice. If you're ever feeling down or have struggles through your life, I also do videos to help pull yourself out of stuff like that. I do videos about all different kinds of things. And like I always say at the end of all my videos, you are perfect the way you are. Don't ever change yourself for nobody. No matter if you have a disability or not, or no matter if you're skinny, fat, or in between. If you're female, male, or whatever country you're from, it doesn't matter. You are perfect the way you are, and don't ever change yourself for nobody. You are perfect the way you are, and stay the way you are. If others put you down, that's because they're jealous of you, and they either are jealous of you or they have something in their own life going on and they want to take the distraction off and put it on something else. You are perfect the way you are. Don't ever change yourself for nobody. Stay the way you are. Stay awesome. And I'll see you all in the next cool video. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. See you all in the next cool video. Peace. Where's the button?
Shutter.